welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle, and today I'm going to share with you my very favorite recipes from Trim Healthy Future. Now, I have actually cooked every single recipe in this cookbook more than one time. I have a few favorites that I'm going to share with you. Some of them you've probably heard of, and some of them you probably haven't. But I'm going to share a couple of my favorites with you, and then I would like you in the comments below to share, I don't know, maybe your top 10. I think I probably have 12 or 14 here. But I'm going to share a couple of my favorites, and then, like I said, I would love for you to show me some of yours. So, my very first one is that immunity apple cider. Now, I grew up drinking real apple cider, so, and I'll admit the first year I did Trim Healthy Mama, it was really, really hard to not drink the fresh stuff. But this recipe, it just tastes like the apple cider, and I was so excited. Alright, so one of the next recipes that I'm going to share to show you, you've probably already heard of, and that is the mint chip ice cream shake. I love this recipe, and it is a fantastic way to get in your okra. Now, I know there are some of you out there aren't the biggest fan of this, but I love it. There's only one thing about it: don't drink it warm. I drink it right away, because if you leave it, it's not the best. Actually, the taste isn't bad, it's just the texture gets to me, and I'm not necessarily a texture person. So I can understand why some people, quite frankly, don't enjoy it. Alright, this is another one of my favorites. It's ours granola. I've made this multiple times, and I love it because it's like breakfast, grab and go cereal. I mean, who doesn't love cereal? And I don't know, I love this. And it took me a while to be able to make this one, because I don't know about you, but I typically don't have puffed millet and puffed rice sitting around in my pantry. So it took me a while to find them. I actually found them at 2 different stores. So I was really glad to finally get that. Alright, another one of my favorites is this recipe. It's called the golden stir fry. Do you see this? It has potatoes. And my husband loves this recipe. I've made it for him many, many, many times. Another one of my favorite recipes is, of course, the pumpkin shake, which, excuse me, I love everything pumpkin, so that's why that one is one of my favorites. And then these chocolate mint cupcakes are really, really good. There's that one and the one next to it. Those two are like my very favorite of those in there. And then, see if I can find another couple of them. These Greeny Meanies. I made the Tangy fruit Greeny Meanie. Oh, those are so good. I need to make them again. Oh, I loved them. I can't tell you how much I like them. They were amazing. I don't know why, they just tasted like tropical fruit or something. They were so good. I was really glad that I tried them. Here's something else that I've made multiple times. The trail mix. I used to eat trail mix a lot, but now with Trim Healthy Mama, it's like you can't go buy a trail mix, all this junk in it. So the first time I made it with the spiced ginger, and I like the ginger in it. It's just that it's a lot of work, and I don't feel like it keeps as long. So this last time, I didn't add it, but I added pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds and some of the chocolate, and oh, it was so good. I'm so glad they finally came up with a good one that could work for Trim Healthy Mama, because it was so, so delicious. Alright, here's another one that I don't know, I don't see this one talked about a lot. Maybe you do, I don't. But this is so delicious, and I don't rewarm them. I just eat them cold, and they're so good. Add a little bit of ranch. Oh, they're so good. And I was looking for ways to use that in my ranch because I feel like when I make the ranch, it's like I make too much, and if I make a smaller amount, then there's not enough. It's like I can't find that happy medium, which is really frustrating. Alright, I have 2 more I'm going to show you. Alright. If I can get them in here. This is another one. The Indian curry. I could make this every week. I think I could almost live on this one. I love the curry. And I didn't used to love curry. I didn't hate it, but it was nothing like, oh, I want curry. But now, I want this. This is so good. See, I have a few more written down I'll just mention before I close. The Happily Ever After Omelet. The Happily Ever After Omelet. I made something very similar myself. So I think that's why it was it was one that I was, how should you call it? I just was pulled to that one, and it was delicious. I was so glad I tried that one. Another one that I really love is the Cancun Chicken. And it's just because it's so versatile and you could put it in so many different things. It's like, oh, it's so delicious. And then one other recipe, if I can quickly find it in here, is the Pesto Pizza. Now, I think some of you have probably tried like the pizza recipes in here. And I like pizza just as much as anybody else does. But this particular one, I don't know why I didn't think about it. I don't know. I think part of it was just that it was such a simple recipe that it was like, oh, that's so easy. Why would it be in a cookbook? I don't know. But I went and bought some, oh, no, that's the wrong one. This one. I went and bought some pesto because I didn't have any fresh when I went to make it. And I always struggle when I buy pesto just to not use it all the way up. Not anymore. It's not that I dislike it, it's just that my kids don't really eat it. They don't particularly care for it, and I absolutely love it, but I can't eat that much. So that was one of the reasons I just didn't, I guess I probably just didn't make it that much. And here's the Happily Ever After omelet that I was telling you about. I kind of have made that one before, and I just didn't realize that it was such a simple recipe. It's like, yeah, I just assumed people made that. I don't know. The only other one that I didn't show you, and I'll see if I can find it, is the pumpkin smoothie. And let's see if I can find that one. This one, there was one going around that I found on their not their website, just on their Facebook page, but this one is even better. And I love this one. But I do my best to not get stuck on it. I could probably eat it every day. So anyway, tell me some of your favorite recipes from Trim Healthy Future. Because I really love this cookbook. I still think they're, I guess you could call it their second cookbook, which is Trim Healthy Mama. The Trim Healthy Mama cookbook is my very favorite because I've made so many of the recipes over and over and over. But I think this is my second favorite. I love this book. And I'm so glad I got it. And it was definitely worth I forget how much it was. So I got it when they had the digital copy of it too. And I'm so glad I did. Because a lot of times I'll be out somewhere and I'm like, oh, I can't remember what I'll need for a recipe. Because who writes a store list? I mean, I write a store list, but I'm really bad about taking it. So this was nice that I have a digital copy. And then I can share it with people if I'm somewhere. Like one year I went to Thanksgiving with my family and I didn't have my cookbooks, but I had the digital copy. So that worked really well. But anyway, so share some of your favorites in the comments below. And let's get some of our favorites on a list and share with others to encourage them to use the cookbook. Because come on, if it's sitting on your shelf, you're missing out on some awesome recipes. So let's get cooking.